What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a few more sets using triple shadow teams, with the focus being on Shadow Articuno. I also used Shadow Flygon in both of these sets, and the pairing of Articuno and Flygon worked really well. They complement each other quite well, and then as for the third Pokemon, that depended on what I led with. So in the first set I ran Shadow Articuno in the lead, and then I had double Shadow ground types in the back with Flygon and Quagsire. And then in the second set I was running Shadow Flygon in the lead with double Shadow Flyers in the back and Skarmory and Articuno. So yeah, I did really well. I went 5-0 in the first set and then 4-1 in the second set. And the match that I did lose was seriously close. And yeah, let's just go into the battles now. Alright, so into the first battle, we lead into a Swampert, so this is a fairly favourable matchup. Our phone is dropping a lot of frames here, but I don't think we're lagging at all. We go for the Icy Wind, and they actually let it go through, so we switch into Flygon to try and gain an energy advantage on whatever they counter switch in. And they actually counter switch with a Galarian Stunfisk, so bit of a strange one there. They shield the Earth Power. This was way too quick to be an Earthquake, so we let the Rock Slide go through. It's worth noting that these battles are from before the Rock Slide nerf, so here I let the Rock Slide go through, and I'd be in a much better position if Rock Slide was doing slightly less damage, but that's fine. We go for the Dragon Claw here just to do some chip damage. The reason we didn't shield is because we know that Quagsire can still easily handle Stunfisk. We are going to shield this time because they farmed quite a lot of energy, and it is an Earthquake, so now we can overfarm quite a bit. They bring the Swampert back in. We get to the Stone Edge, and then we get to another Stone Edge to take out the Stunfisk. Even though it's double resisted, it's such low health that we can take it out. And then we're going to force a CMP tie here and throw the Stone Edge. And again, Sky Attack is going to do more damage because this was before the nerf. We switch into Articuno and we're able to get to the Icy Wind before they get to another Sky Attack. And we're able to take that game. So into the next game, we lead Articuno into Umbreon. So this is fine because we can debuff the Umbreon, and especially since they didn't throw straight away, Umbreon should get to Foul Play after 4 snarls, but they threw after the 5th one. And now we're in a good position because each time we throw an Icy Wind, they'll do less damage, but they actually switch into a Toxicroak, so we throw an Icy Wind. Then we switch into Flygon. We get to the Dragon Claw before they can throw, or I think this was a CMP. It wasn't actually, so that's fine. We undercharged there because we know that Dragon Claw doesn't KO, and we want to farm it down a little bit so we can throw an Earth Power against the Umbreon. Foul Play doesn't do enough to KO us, and we're able to get to the Earth Power. And they're going to be able to snarl us down just before we reach the Dragon Claw, but that's fine. We'll bring in the Quagsire. One Mud Shot and the Umbreon goes down, and now they have a Defense Deoxys, so we're going to go for the Earthquake. Does about nearly 70%, and then we switch into Articuno to catch a move. And now from here we should be able to just Mud Shot them down, but we panic and we're wondering if they have Psycho Boost, then they might be able to hit the back-to-back, but I don't think they did, and we're able to take that game. So into the next battle, we lead Shadow Articuno into Shadow Zapdos, so that's really cool. They switch into a Azumarill and we don't have a counter swap, so we just switch into Flygon. And again, this was before the bubble nerf, so we'd be in an even better position if these were battles from now, but they're from a few days ago. But they don't shield, so we're able to take the Azumarill out. We get to a Dragon Claw as well, so this will probably force a shield because Shadow Zapdos has to shield everything. And they time their move right, so they force a CMP tie, and we don't want to waste another shield here. We're going to come in with Articuno, and this time we do have to shield. It was just a Drill Peck, and they switch into Defense Deoxys again. So we're going to throw the Icy Wind and then switch into Quagsire. A little bit of lag there, but I think it was fine. The Rock Slide does hardly anything now that we've debuffed it. They throw another Rock Slide. We're going to throw the Stone Edge, but we're going to undercharge this and then Mud Shot them down. And now we can throw another Stone Edge at the Zapdos. We switch into the Articuno to try and catch a move. But Drill Peck doesn't quite KO, and the Ice Shard damage goes through, meaning that we can just Mud Shot them down. So they were probably at the Drill Peck just as we took them out there, so super close game, and we were kind of lucky, but we still took the win. We lead into Shiftry, so that's a good lead for us. We want to switch into something as soon as we can, and we chose Quagsire because it's going to have an absolutely terrible matchup against the Shiftry. So we land the Stone Edge, and then this will be a CMP tie. And they actually don't shield, so we take them out. So that's good for us. Shiftry gets off 2 Snarls before taking us out. And we're going to shield this because Foul Play at this range will do quite a lot of damage. And it's just a Leaf Blade. They switch into a Alolan Raichu. If this is Grass Knot, it will do quite a lot of damage, but they won't be able to take us out with Volt Switch because we triple resist Electric. And my opponent's smart here and they just let it go through. We get off 1 Dragon Claw and we're just barely not able to get to the second one. But we get an Ice Shard through here. We'll shield this because we haven't debuffed them yet. And at this point we should be able to tank a Foul Play quite comfortably. And then just 1 more Ice Shard and we're able to get to another Icy Wind and take that game. So that one was pretty close considering how favourable the lead was. And into, I think, the final game of this set, and another really good lead for us. So my opponent switches into Galarian Stunfisk. And they land an Earthquake, so we're not in a good position at all. That was the problem I think I had with Quagsire, is that it doesn't have a bait move. So in these favourable matchups, if my opponent just shields twice, then they're gonna win. So it was much better when shields were down. But I switched in the Quagsire because I didn't want it paired up against the Venusaur. But really I should have probably switched into the Flygon. Now at this range we can take them out with a Dragon Claw. We're going to throw the Earth Power at the Venusaur. And then switch into the Articuno. But they have a Bastiodon in the back, so this is really bad. Bastiodon is probably the hardest counter to Articuno. But Flygon is an extremely hard counter to Bastiodon, so we still have play here. We overfarm quite a bit, and we undercharge here, but we still take him out, and then we're able to get to a Dragon Claw after 1 more Mud Shot, and we're just barely able to take that game. So we didn't play that game particularly well, but our team composition allowed us to win despite losing the switch advantage. And then into the second set, so this is a horrible lead, so we're going to switch into Skarmory, but I missed the switch there, so we took 1 Powder Snow's worth of damage. We're going to let the Foul Play go through. It does quite a lot to Shadow Skarmory. And now it looks like my opponent will be able to Shadow Claw us down, but we're just barely able to get to a Sky Attack. And so we've forced both shields. So now we're in a lot better position. We bring in the Flygon. It's likely that they have back-to-back foul plays built up, and they do. So we're going to shield this, and then we're going to farm up before throwing. But they actually bring in a Azumarill, and like I said, I don't really have an Azumarill counter, so we're just going to stay in with Flygon. And we're able to take them out before they even throw a move. Now we're going to instantly switch into Articuno. They're going to throw the Weather Ball here. It does about 50% damage to me. I throw the Icy Wind, and then they switch into Sableye, and they throw here. And I think actually this is what handed me the win, because now I can farm it down with Mud Shot, and then throw a Dragon Claw into the Abomasnow and take that game. So super close game there, but we're just barely able to take it. Into the next game, we lead Shadow Flygon into Altaria. So not a great lead, so we're going to switch into Skarmory. And they bring in Registeel, so very hard counter. They're going to have to throw a second move, so we're just going to throw the Brave Bird. It's not like Lock-On does any damage to us anyway. And now we're going to try and get to the second Brave Bird, but we're not quite able to, and that's fine. So at this stage, we're going to bring the Flygon back in, and we're just going to farm a load of energy. And we're actually happy to let them throw a charge move here. We can shield it, and then just store up a little bit more energy. Throw a Dragon Claw, undercharge it, and then farm them down. Because the problem here is Altaria's fast move damage. So now we have back-to-back Dragon Claws that we can throw. So there's the first one. The second one here will get a shield. And now we're going to switch into Articuno. We actually catch a move here, which was unintentional. And they're quite slow to switch, but they do switch into Deoxys. So we're going to throw an Icy Wind. We lower their attack, and we're just going to let this go through. And it's actually a Psycho Boost, so that means we can shield this. And now they have lowered their attack by 4 stages, so we can tank a Psycho Boost at this point. And we need to come out of this matchup with a Dragon Claw loaded. So we throw the first one, we get a shield, and now we have back-to-back Dragon Claws. We take out the Deoxys, but unfortunately the Altaria takes us out with 1 Dragon Breath before we can throw. So that was a super close game. I couldn't really have played that any better, I don't think. This is a good lead. We throw the Earth Power here, and we get a shield, and we are counting, and we know that this could be an Earthquake, so we shield as well, and it is an Earthquake. They switch into Shadow Hypno. So we're going to throw an Earth Power and then switch into Shadow Skarmory. At this point we can tank an Elemental Punch, but they actually throw a Shadow Ball, which is probably better because they can't get to another move. And then we're just going to go straight for Brave Bird. Again, they can't farm us down with Mud Shots, so we're happy to lower our defense straight away. And my opponent times their move perfectly. So I'm going to come back in with Flygon. They switch into a Skarmory, so we charge up to a Dragon Claw before we switch out. We are going to shield this. We snuck in an Ice Shard there. And then we deny their Air Slash. And now we've lowered their attack, we can tank a Sky Attack. And now we're actually going to be able to farm them down with Ice Shard. And we throw the Icy Wind straight away. And 1 more Ice Shard, and we throw another Icy Wind. And we're able to take this game. But even if they had a charge move there and took us out, we had the Dragon Claw loaded. so we still won that one comfortably, even if it looked really close. And now Flygon into regular Stunfisk, another good matchup. They switch into Machamp, so we instantly switch into Skarmory. We want to ensure that we win switch advantage, so we shield. Again, we're going to throw the Brave Bird. They can't farm us down with Mud Shot. And then this time we're going to go for the Sky Attack, because last time we didn't reach the second Brave Bird and then end up throwing here, so this is good. We're going to come back in with Flygon. The Mud Bomb does quite a lot of damage, so we're going to switch into Articuno to catch the next Mud Bomb. And that does hardly anything. And we're able to farm them down with Ice Shards. And now they have their own Skarmory. Unfortunately, we're not able to deny the Air Slash there. But they don't shield. And again, we're not able to deny the Air Slash. But they haven't thrown anything yet. And we've already got off 2 Icy Winds. So this Sky Attack isn't going to do that much damage. And now we can switch into Flygon. We have the back-to-back Dragon Claws already charged up. So we throw the first one. We throw the second one, and we're going to be able to take out the Skarmory here. And that's GG's. And into the final battle, we lead Flygon into Victini. So this is a good lead, but Confusion does quite a lot of damage. We're not throwing because we're expecting a sack swap, and they switched into Shadow Lapras, so that one Ice Shard did quite a huge chunk. We find out here that Skarmory actually loses CMP ties to Lapras. So this time we're going to count 3 Ice Shards before we throw. And we really want to get a shield here, which we do. And now the Flygon's going to be able to win CMP against the Lapras. So all of that energy is going to go to waste. We're going to insta-switch into Articuno. They actually bring in Victini and throw the V-Create, which means they're probably going to switch out, and they do. So they have a Shadow Machamp here. We get to the Icy Wind, and we couldn't remember how much energy we had on the Flygon, so we undercharge it here so that we can Mud Shot down the Machamp and just guarantee that we have an Earth Power charged up and ready to throw straight away, which we do, and we're able to take that game. So that undercharge was a bit unnecessary. I already had the energy, but I didn't know that. So if you enjoyed today's video and you found it informative, then leave a like and leave a comment letting me know. Let me know if you enjoy these triple shadow teams. I certainly enjoy using them, although they're not always the most conventional teams, but they're super fun to use. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.